Welcome to Is It Covered, where we break down real stories and answer the big question, is it covered? Hosted by father and son duo Bruce and Brian Chapman of the Chapman Insurance Agency. This podcast will help you navigate the world of insurance with stories, tips, and answers that really matter. From personal to commercial coverage, we've got you covered. Now, let's get started.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Another mini episode of Is It Covered, the nuclear version. I still think we need an explosion sound for that.
For sure.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about an actual verdict that was paid out that is covered. So it comes from the top 100 nuclear verdicts that were paid out, I think, between 2022 and 2023, I believe. And the first one we're going to talk about is something that happened as an assault case at a hotel. So, Bruce, I'll kind of turn it over to you if you want to give us some background here.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So this verdict was for $177 million. I can't imagine that.
Jeez.
So kind of the quick little details here. The plaintiff, a woman named Shannon Dugan, was a 37-year-old law enforcement officer. She was sexually assaulted by a hotel security guard. The security guard entered her room with his master key, and he groped her. His last name was White. He was arrested, and he pleaded guilty to burglary and sexual abuse. The lawsuit alleged that Hyatt, this was at the Hyatt Regency in St. Louis, the Hyatt Arch, I believe it's called, was negligent in its hiring of White, in its supervision of White and other employees, and in its training of other employees. Dugan, the plaintiff, further alleged that Hyatt showed complete indifference and conscious disregard for its guests' safety. The hotel was found negligent in hiring, training, and supervising the security guard who had a history of arrests and sexual misconduct. And the jury awarded $177 million in compensatory and punitive damages. The injuries that the plaintiff suffered were PTSD and physical trauma.
Some psychological trauma, too.
Absolutely, yeah. You think of PTSD as more like war and things like that, but
it comes in all forms.
All forms, absolutely. So Dugan sought $20 million for past and future compensatory damages. Her life expectancy was 41 years, and she claimed she would suffer the rest of her life. The punitive damages she sought were 10% of Hyatt's annual gross revenue.
Wow.
Can you imagine? I mean, think about what that would be, 10% of, I don't know, do they make $1 billion a year?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's your $100 million right there, right?
Right.
Or as an alternative, 10 times the award of the compensatory damages. So what ended up happening is the jury found that Hyatt was liable for the incident, specifically found negligence in the hiring of White and negligent supervision of White and the other employees and negligent training of the other employees. So this was a very, very large case, a lot of it having to do with punitive damages. And, you know, I didn't really hear about this in the news much. This was just came across the internet from one of the things that we subscribe to. Hyatt's still around. They didn't go bankrupt.
Right, yeah. And I guess some of the lessons you could probably take away from this, if you're a business owner and you're listening to this, is, you know, in your hiring practices, you know, you want to make sure you complete some good background screening and, you know, what we would call like risk assessment up front with your employees, just to make sure that, you know, a case like this might not happen. So, you know, just food for thought if you're a business owner and you're listening to something like this and thinking, well, geez, how could I avoid, you know, getting into a similar situation?
Right. And I mean, obviously it would probably be it wouldn't be $177 million loss, but easily any company could face something like this. Like I think it was Ben Franklin maybe who said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's all about loss control, and it's about training your people properly and screening them properly and making sure that you're doing things right.
Right.
So avoiding a claim is way, way easier than suffering a claim.
Oh, absolutely.
No question about it.
So I guess in conclusion, we can say that this is 100% covered.
No question about it.
Until next time, again, we encourage everybody to write into us at brian@jdchapmaninc.com or on our LinkedIn page. We'd love to hear, hopefully not about your nuclear verdict, but maybe some other claims that you've had or some things you'd like us to break down. So until next time, we'll see you then.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Is It Covered podcast. To learn more about how J.D. Chapman can assist you with all your insurance needs, please visit our website at jdchapmaninc.com or call us at 315-986-4062. J.D. Chapman, we've got you covered. This podcast provides general information only. It does not offer or bind insurance coverage. Coverage cannot be changed or confirmed through this podcast, email, voicemail, or fax. Insurance only takes effect once confirmed by a licensed agent. For specific coverage details, please call us at 315-986-4062. All coverages are subject to the terms, conditions, and exclusions of the issued policy, which may vary by state. This podcast does not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult a professional for those needs. Links to other sites are provided for convenience. We don't control or endorse their content. Any claims scenarios discussed are hypothetical. Coverage decisions depend on the specifics of each case.